Hi April, welcome to your 2026 into very early 2027 12-month astrology forecast reading, and I also at the end of the astrology will do the cards for you with more the intuitive psychic messages that come through for your year ahead. Thank you so much for being interested. I know your husband ordered this for you. I hope that you enjoy the reading, and I'm going to get started. So what I do in the first part of the reading, I can't remember if I've done one of these before for you or not, because I have so many clients at this point, but if I've done these for you before, you know it's the same format as if I did it for you before, if you've had this reading before. If you haven't had it before, this is basically where I do like a quick overview with the astrology, some key things that last the whole year, and then what I do is I talk from month to month. So every single month I talk about the key astrological influences for you for the month, and go into detail with dates and things like that for this first part of the reading, which usually takes between 30 minutes to an hour, depending how many transits you got and how long it takes for me to go through. So I've already written all the notes down, so that takes a while to go through your chart and really analyze everything and look at, you know, what these key transits are for you. All right, so let's get into it. I've got a fan on in the background because it's hot here, so hopefully, usually it doesn't interfere with the sound, so hopefully it's fine. Usually it's just like a slight background sound. I may turn it off in a minute. So first of all, April, for the next 12 months, and we're starting from around the 15th of February, just because of, you know, the timing of me getting this to you in my schedule. You have from February 15th. Oh, sorry, I need to go to talk about the general overview. Sorry. Okay, let's do the general overview. So your numerology for this year, starting from your birthday, you'll be in a 3 cycle. So what is the 3 cycle? The 3 cycle is a background influence that you'll feel as a general sort of background energy. It's not really a strong energy, but it's a background influence, like I say. It's a time for you this year to be open to new ideas for your life. So like that could be around career, it could be around work, it could be to do with you, like how you're living your life, you know, ideas that can help you for your future. You know, if you've been feeling stuck in some way, this energy of the 3 can really help you get creative and feel like you want to be more creative. And creative doesn't have to be in, you know, like painting or photography, though it could be things like that. But it could also just be in your home life. You know, it could be where you want to get creative in your relationship, or you want to get creative in how you present yourself to the world. Maybe you want to change your look or something like that, you know, because the way it's influencing with your astrology. So what I'd say to you is just be open-minded about your new ideas this year. That's all it is. And also another thing about the 3 energy for you is to stay open when it comes to communication. That's like one of the biggest things for the 3 cycle is communication. So what you're going to find is if you communicate this year with people, you'll find that things open up for you more. If you sort of hold things to yourself too much, or you don't express, you know, what's on your heart deep down or what's on your mind, that can have a little bit of a negative effect, or can make you feel more stuck. So it's better for you to, you know, have connections with friends, communicate with friends. You know, if you're doing therapy or something like that, that can also be helpful. Not that you have to do that, but like, you know, I'm just saying reasons where this 3 energy can come in, or avenues for the 3 energy will be communication. And what I'd say is in work situations, if you feel like there's something on your mind, it's going to be better for you to communicate. And this energy is starting from your birthday in April and goes through to April. So April 2026 through to April 2027, you're in the 3 energy. Okay. Now all year you do have on and off an energy where you might feel some element of power struggles around things with friendship situations, or with groups like work groups or people in group situations, and or dealing with the public if you deal with the public for work. So you've already been dealing with this energy, so it's not super new. You've already had a feeling of it a little bit in 2025. More towards the second half of 2025 you may have felt it. Especially if you work with people, you could have felt this as a little bit of difficulties in communications with others, or difficulties getting a sense of flow in your work and your relationships as well. It could be that you've been dealing with some stress in your relationships. And when I say relationships, it could be anyone that is part of your life in a significant way, from work colleagues, bosses, partners, family, you know, anyone, or a best friend or a close friend could be going through something difficult, or it could be affecting you. But what I'm seeing with this is that Other than 9th of August to 13th of December, you're actually slowly moving away from this energy. And by the end of December, you're really coming to the end of it in 2026. So you're coming to the end of this power struggle energy between yourself and others, trying to get what you want, other people trying to get what they want, and it can be a bit of a mismatch of energy. What I'd say about it is, on things that you really believe in, it's important to stand up for yourself. If it's like in a situation where you feel like something's not fair, it is important for you to stand up for yourself and speak your truth. And you've got a lot of Aries in your chart, so you know, speaking up for yourself is important to you. You know, you're a strong woman. And sometimes, however, you may feel in one-on-one relationships it's a bit harder. You may feel like sometimes you don't want to cause, you know, problems, or you don't want to start a fight, you know, or you don't want to other people to sort of gossip, you know, if it's a work-related thing. So just be aware of that. But it is better for you to communicate, like I said, this year, but communicate in a way where you do it in a way where it's as balanced as you can and fair for both people, keeping both people in mind. That'll be helpful to you. Now, like I said, 9th of August to 13th of December, you might feel these energies the strongest. You also have some good news. There's an ending to a difficult energy that you've been dealing with all of last year and a little bit before that, in your money part of your chart and your self-worth part of your chart. So this ends April 27th onwards. You're going to feel a sense of relief around any issues. Now, it doesn't mean that suddenly it's all perfect, but it's going to be a lot less stressful for you around financial things, okay? Money, finances. This is a time when it's going to be just less chaotic energy, less stressful, less unpredictable things coming up about money. And your self-worth, and even it can be physical health and intimacy in your relationship, or shared money in your relationship, shared resources, things that you're paying for in your partnership that involve both of your finances, you and your partner, or you and your husband, can be where there's a bit of an improvement after April 27th. Not straight away, don't expect it to be exactly on April 28th, but slowly after April 27th, 28th, you know, it does gradually improve. You're coming out of a very difficult energy that had a lot of unpredictable energy with it. Oops, sorry, just shook the camera. All right, so that's good news for you. Now, from February from now to July, you have a focus on your spiritual life and, you know, prayer, spirituality, your private world, resting more, you know, these things you need to honor in yourself, your spiritual side of life. Now, you've been already experiencing this in the last, like probably the last year and 6 or year and a half. You've been having to be more spiritual, having to lean on your spiritual side or your creative side, or you're resting more because you felt like more tired more easily. And you've needed to do that. You know, maybe you felt a little bit more isolated in some ways, or on your own dealing with certain things emotionally, internally. And that was meant to be, but that's going to be shifting from July. From July, you go more into a social time where not only social, but also like you might make new friends or meet new people that are going to be important in your life. And, you know, this is going to be a time where you can feel more included in like group things. So group work situations, you may feel more included with friends. You may feel more included with even groups, whether it's family, you know, you could feel more included. And this is a good thing for you. You know, you could also feel that you get inspired to travel and have some really interesting experiences to do with travel. But starting from July, over the course of the next 18 months is what I'm talking about. That one does last a bit longer than just the next 12 months, okay? So it's going to be better for you in terms of getting out into the world and doing fun things and fulfilling some wishes that you have. It's a more creative time. It's a more outgoing time. So, but that doesn't start, like I say, till July 2026. And from July 2026, it lasts 18 months of that social, possible travel, you know, and it doesn't mean you're going to be traveling the whole time in 18 months, but you might have a couple of trips that you do, something like that. But it's going to feel more socially busy and more socially engaging for you. You're going to feel less isolated if you've been feeling isolated. So that's good. And when I say isolated, you could have been feeling just emotionally isolated, not necessarily physically, or it can be both. So that's a few overviews just for the next 12 months. Now I'm going to break it down from month to month. So the 15th to the 28th of February, starting with now, There's this energy coming in where you need to look at your communications with others and how you communicate with others in the world, and maybe softening it down a little bit, or looking at being more sensitive to others. I'm not saying that you're not sensitive, but there's something that you're going through that makes you feel like you need to be aware of this. And it can be where you think to yourself, you know, I notice when I communicate in a certain way, I'm getting what I want more. When I'm being maybe a bit less blunt or more soft in my energy, I'm finding that people are responding to me better. And I feel like that's the thing that you're going through this month of February, is a realization around that. Could be part of it. Also, you may be looking at just changing something in yourself, and I don't know what that is, but it's something for you that you've been thinking about changing. Could be to do with your health, like I said, your communication style, whatever it is. But there's something going on here that's like asking you to tap into a more sensitive side of yourself. It's an interesting one, that one. February 17th is a really important time, February 17th, because it's the beginning of the Chinese year of the fire horse, which is a very fast-paced energy. And, you know, this year the energy is going to start to get faster. If you thought last year was fast-paced and busy, this year is going to be fast-paced. Now, in a different way. Now, with the horse energy, and because you're so fiery in your chart, you've got a lot of Aries, which is a fire energy. Even your moon in Scorpio is partly ruled by Mars, which is fire. You're very passionate, you're very intense, you're a very fiery person. And, you know, sometimes fiery people, they're more emotionally reactive, like quick to react sometimes. But you do have a side of yourself that is very emotionally self-controlled. The Scorpio moon makes you feel that. Now, why I'm mentioning that, because the fire horse energy this year is such a strong fiery energy that if you move too quickly or you're too impatient, it can be a negative thing for you. So watch out for impatience this year. Try to practice being patient. It's going to help you. And there's a solar eclipse on that exact same date of the Chinese New Year of the fire horse. So this solar eclipse is in Aquarius, and for you that is happening in the part of your chart to do with your groups, your friends, whether it's work groups. Also, like I said, if you deal with the public for work, or if you deal with clients, you know, it can be a strong energy around dealing with clients at this time. Maybe there's a lot of unpredictable energy or some stressful energy around the 17th. Now, it's normal to feel a little bit stressed around the solar eclipses or even the lunar eclipses, but the solar eclipse is more a new beginning for you. Now, it does make a difficult aspect to the part of your chart to do with finances, so make sure around the 17th of February that people are paying for things up front. If you're in business or anything like that, that you're making sure things are done properly around money, and make sure that, you know, you are not rushing things around February 17th with clients, customers, dealing with the public, or you're not overcommitting yourself and saying yes to too many things because you're going to feel it's too much pressure. You know, at work sometimes we can say, yes, I'll do that, yes, I'll do that, but you think, I'm running out of time, there's not enough hours in the day, I need someone to help me. It could be that. Just be aware of that energy around the 17th of February, okay? Now, there is a new beginning for you, though, in the part of your chart to do with friends, work groups and clients, so that could be a good energy for you for new things coming in. But usually with the eclipses, it's triggered a little bit on the day. So on the 17th of February, it's triggered, but it lasts like 3 to 6 months, okay? And when I say it lasts 3 to 6 months, it just means that the solar eclipse represents a new beginning for you in your friends, clients, and public part of your chart dealing with the public. It could take time for it to show, like, what is this new direction that April's going in to do with her wishes and to do with her goals and creative things and ideas that you have, and also friends and dealing with people. So but it's going to take some work. The reason I say that, because it makes some challenging aspects a little bit into your financial parts of your chart. So if you have a new idea that's creative that you want to do, I would say take it slow and understand that there might be a little bit of delays, and that's okay. You know, it might take time. That doesn't mean it's not the right thing to do, okay? So if you're starting something new business-wise or money-wise around the February 17th eclipse, just know it could take time to implement, and be patient with it. From now in February, from the 15th of February to the 15th of March, you have the last phase of a difficult energy in your financial part of your chart, so that February could be a little bit tense for finances. Remember I said things will improve after April 27th around your financial stuff and your self-worth connected to money. Then looking at March. So you do have from March 3rd to April 18th this energy where you might be feeling like you need to have more like rest time, or you feel more sleepy. If you do, that's normal with this transit, okay? So just be patient with yourself from March 3rd to April 18th if you're not feeling super energized, you know. Sometimes you can feel it's a bit sensitive of a time with like things going on internally in your mind or your heart. You could feel a bit sensitive, like, I don't know why I'm thinking about these things from the past, or I don't know why I'm thinking about when this person hurt me, or maybe certain things are triggering you. Just look after your mental health from March 3rd to April 18th even more. Do things for self-care. Also, I would say be careful who you trust, especially male energy, like men. You know, so there might be, for example, this is the type of transit where I'd say to someone, don't park your car somewhere at night in an area that you think, you know, it's a bit unsafe, but I've been here before, it should be fine. Because around this time, it's not a good time to take risks with your personal safety at all. It's not a good time to take risks with finances, or it's not a good time to take a risk with anything where someone says to you, can I borrow money? I'll pay you back, you know, later. Either they won't pay you back, or they're going to take a long time to pay you back. So just be careful with who you trust at this time. Trust your intuition. Your intuition is extra strong from March 3rd to April 18th. And be careful with men in public that are sleazy, or, you know, things like that. Just be extra cautious. And look, it doesn't have to manifest like that, but it can. And the other way it is often for people with this, you feel like withdrawing. You don't feel as like much you want to be out in the world. You kind of feel more like, I just want to go home from work and go, you know, make dinner and go to bed. I'm not feeling like socializing. You know, it can be that. Unless it's with someone that you really is very, very close to you. That's different. But, and I'm not saying don't socialize, but you just might feel more withdrawn, and that's normal. You might feel more tired, and that's normal. Also look after your physical health more leading up to March 3rd through to April 18th, okay? It can be a spiritual time as well, by the way, where you can have strange dreams, or like messages through dreams, or you can have like trouble sleeping a little bit because you've got a lot on your mind, or when you are sleeping you have a lot of spiritual messages, or you're feeling very sensitive to the spirit world. You know, protect your energy at this time. You can work with, you know, things like clearing your room before you go to sleep with sage, asking for Archangel Michael to, you know, help you have a peaceful sleep, things like that. Just got to sip some water, hang on. Okay, so the next thing, then we have another eclipse. So we're in eclipse season, so it's a very intense time. A lot of people are going to feel that February and March is very intense, but that's because of the eclipses. So on the 3rd of March, there's a total lunar eclipse. For you, it's in the area to do with your work situation. However, you know, you might feel a little bit emotional at work, or to do with work, or it can be health. Now, but here's the good news. It makes a contact to something very lucky in your chart. So you're very blessed for that. Now, even though you may feel that it's challenging you in another way, on the level of your thinking or your communications or your mind, you know, it's actually going to work out well. So whatever challenges you're facing around this lunar eclipse on March 3rd, and if you're feeling emotional and sensitive, very normal. Definitely listen to your intuition then. There could be, if you've got a pet, there could be something about a pet. But, you know, lunar eclipses can be emotional, but they also, because you have a lucky activation with it, what I'd say is if there's something bothering you around work, health, pets, or your routine, or something with your diet that you think, oh, something that I'm having is making me feel not good in the stomach, or whatever it is, just know you'll find the answer to it, because it's contacting something lucky there for you. It'll resolve. If it's a work situation, it will resolve. If it's something with a pet, it will resolve. If it's something with your health, it will resolve, because you have that lucky activation at the same time. Then from the 13th of March, you have a really nice blessing with, you've been having a difficulty around your self-worth, your physical health, your physical body, how you feel in your physical body, and your financials to do with your work situation. Could have felt like really sort of disruptive, chaotic, or too many unpredictable things happening at work, or with your money, or with your self-worth. Now, the good news is from the 13th of March, this finishes as well. So thank God for that, because this has been a hard one for you. There's been a lot of unpredictable energy around those areas I just mentioned, and that's going to be finishing. So from 13th of March, slowly you should start to feel less chaos in your life in those areas. A lot better energy coming in, a lot smoother. Now that said, you do have from the 14th of March to the 5th of April a bit of tension in the career or personal goals, could be marriage as well, area. So maybe it is like, you know, you and your husband are trying to fulfill certain goals, but it's proving to be a lot of work. You know, that could be. Another thing it could manifest as is in your work situation. You could be dealing with some stress, pressure, or just a lot of work, very busy. Another way this is could come up is if someone's dealing, like you or your husband's dealing with an elderly parent, and there's stress or worry around their health or what they're going through, something like that could be as well. So something to be aware of from the 14th of March to the 5th of April. It'll calm down after the 5th of April with that one though. And it could be, you could be feeling the stress on you as well. And also very much psychologically, you could be thinking about the past and things like that to do with certain things happening. 21st of March to April 8th, you do have a very lucky transit here. This is great. 21st of March to April 8th, you're moving forward in to do with something to do with your relationship energy here. You're moving forward with something to do with communication with another person, communication in a relationship, and it is going to benefit you to communicate in your relationship at this time, because you're going to be able to resolve a problem and you're going to be able to progress, feel a sense of progress. Again, 21st of March to April 8th for that very important positive development. So what I would say is, if there's something on your heart that you're keeping within, it's better to talk about it with your partner or talk about it with a boss, something like that, because it's going to smooth the way forward. It's great. 27th of March to 17th of April, that time period you have to watch your health leading up to the 27th of March, actually before the 27th of March, because even though I give you the dates when it's pretty much exact, you can feel it a bit before, okay? So you could be even feeling it, say, from mid-March, okay, even early March. So everyone's different with how sensitive they are with how they feel their energy. So I would just say from even around the 15th of March or even before, make sure you're boosting your immune system, you're looking after your health, you're not doing anything extreme with your health, you're eating healthy, you're drinking enough water, you know, you're taking care of your immune system, because you have Saturn coming up to your rising sign, your ascendant, which can make you feel exhausted. It can also mean you're very, very busy, you're dealing with a lot, you're working hard, or you've got some changes in the work career area or certain other areas of your life that are putting pressure on you, so you do feel stressed. Okay, so stress management leading up to 27th of March, and it lasts to the 17th of April. If you're feeling exhausted around that time, that'll be normal. It should improve after the 17th of April. Now for April, happy birthday for the 7th of April. You really don't have a lot in April. You've only got one key transit, and that lasts from April 12th to May 12th. And this one's a good one for some kind of realization, decision about your path, about also it could be your path, your physical body, your health, your well-being, and it's something you should get like a realization. It lasts like a whole month. So some kind of realization of some change you want to make, or something that you couldn't decide about before you realize you're making a decision. It could involve financial things, money, security, stability, work, self-worth, things like that, okay? And this can be a time where an opportunity comes your way, or something with work, like a new job offer or a job, something with your job that's gonna, or with work that's gonna give you more security, and you realize, okay, this is a good thing. So that's for April 12th to May 12th. May, you have quite a few things going on. So for May, you have from the 20th to the 27th, something to do with like either politics, the big picture, overseas communication, potentially. Like someone from overseas could contact you and tell you something, and maybe it's out of the blue and it sort of agitates you or puts a little bit of stress. So just be aware of that from the 20th to the 27th of May. Not a good time to travel overseas or long distance, because there's some unpredictable energy. It's not super negative, but it's just a little bit unpredictable energies going on. You could also just feel very, in your communication, very easily agitated by people, you know, like things people are saying to you could just get really reactive. So just watch out for that as well. 31st of May to the 22nd of August, you may feel some confusion about your direction around career matters, or you may be confused with what a boss is telling you at work, or you're confused about what your husband's telling you. You know, this lasts a little bit, you know, of a long period, because it is a longer transit. So usually what it is where you feel more you're not sure what direction you want to go in, to do with your path, to do with either career, big life decisions, goals, or things that you're working on for your future. Maybe you're thinking, you know what, I'm not sure what I want to do about this situation. And if you're uncertain, which is going to be normal to feel uncertain with this, trust your intuition. You might have to wait it out till after 22nd of August to get a bit more clarity, okay? Because it is a confusing time. And sometimes we are meant to wait before making a big decision. And I would say that's the case with this energy from 31st of May to 22nd of August. But when I say big decision, I mean really big decision, like career change. Say you've been working in one industry your whole life and then you suddenly want to change. It's not the best time to do that because it can feel confusing. It's not the best time to decide to move countries or to move to the other side of the country or to do something massive because you can feel very lost about it. And it doesn't mean that, like, if it's happening, it's wrong. It just means, like, expect yourself to feel a little bit lost for a little while with it. And that's okay. Sometimes we go through that. The fact that I see that in the astrology and you knowing that, see how you feel at the time. But if you do feel a little bit uncertain about your direction, your career and things like that, that's normal. It's very normal. So just like I say, wait till after 22nd of August till it starts to phase out a little bit. Let me check how I'm going for time here. Okay. Then we have, sorry, I missed one, 28th of May to July 7th. You're feeling very sensitive at this time in your energy. So you might feel you're picking up on things, with other people around you, and it's making things feel a little bit challenging for you. If you feel more psychic and intuitive, that's very normal from 28th of May to July 7th. This is a very much enhancing your spiritual side and your need for spirituality. Meditation could be really helpful for you at this time, or going to, connect with people where there's like a meditation group or a prayer group or whatever it is for you in your spiritual life that you're drawn to. It could be yoga, it could be, anything like that. Or it could be just like starting to pray more at home and starting to connect with spirituality in your own personal way. But you may feel like something's going on with you that you can't quite pinpoint. And it could be also something with health, because the ascendant is the physical body and it's your path as well. Now with Neptune there, it kind of confuses things a little bit and makes you feel, in one way you can feel very spiritual, in another way you can feel, why am I so tired all the time? Because you're absorbing more psychic energy. So make sure you protect your energy. It's a good idea maybe for you when you have this transit starting from 28th of May, or even before that, you're going to feel it probably a couple of weeks before that, or a week before that, maybe even earlier, it depends. Black tourmaline pendant is very helpful for sensitive people and you're going through a sensitive time. You may feel that you know what someone's going through without them even saying a word. You may suddenly feel very sensitive about what other people around you, what their energy is, Protect your energy. You might feel very much like, again, after work, going straight home, going to sleep, resting more. You're not going to feel like being out and around in crowds. It's going to feel too overwhelming, and it's probably not the best energy for you to do that from the 28th of May to July 7th, to be around big crowds and things like that, because their energy is sort of like very strange, or it could feel overwhelming. You could feel overwhelmed very easily. So you're going through a bit of a spiritual awakening and a bit of a shift. And also you need to look after your health as well from 28th of May to July 7th. I'm not seeing anything really negative. It's just that this energy makes you more sensitive and can make you feel weird aches and pains that you don't even know what the cause of it is. And it can even be hard sometimes to find out what's going on. And, obviously if you're concerned about your health, go see, a professional, a medical person. But you can be confused, or they can be confused, and if that happens, that can happen very much with the Neptune. So yeah, like I said before, May, even start boosting your immune system, start looking after your health more, because these energies, can make you feel tired, like I said. Okay, so the other one you have in May is, or you have a couple more, 31st of May to 4th of June. This one is some kind of support energy around friends, groups, your spiritual life, and people close to you. So this is a time when other people's support can be very helpful to you from the 31st of May to the 4th of June. And you can benefit greatly from friends, your partner, things of, people in your life that are important to you. And there can be some forward movement or growth with the support of a particular person, or the help of a particular person, or the knowledge of a particular person. From the end of May to September, you do have Saturn coming up to your Venus. So this can be where you're feeling stressed out in your physical self, in your physical body, in your life path, what you're doing. You could feel either you're taking on more responsibility or you're taking on, something new, like with a work situation. It could be you're trying to earn more money, or it's either money related and work related, or you're trying to look after your physical health in a new way. Maybe you're changing your diet, or you're changing the way you do your routine with your health and well-being, definitely around that. So that's end of May through to September that you're going to be focusing on that. And there's a need to do things properly and really commit to your progress and commit to what you need to be responsible for. So this is not a time to cut corners or do things quickly. Definitely not. It's more like doing things methodically and slowly and looking at the long-term results for you, not short-term results. So keep that in mind for end of May through to September. So through to the end of September. So let's go to June. You had a lot in May. End of May to mid-August. So this encompasses June. Sorry, this is another one that you have end of May. You do have, again, this energy of, if you're feeling confused about your path, that is normal. If you're not sure, from end of May through to mid-August, what you're doing with your life, what directions you're going to take next, don't stress about it, April. It's sometimes we're not meant to know everything. Sometimes we don't know what direction we're going, and we're having a period of inner searching. We're having a period of time where we're just trying to, deal with the day-to-day lessons, and that is the purpose. Sometimes the purpose is just that. It's not like a big thing. So you are going through that kind of energy, and like I say, if you feel confused, don't be hard on yourself, because that's the energy here. End of May to mid-August, there could be a lack of clarity around future direction of things that are important to you. June, but it's important for you to trust your intuition, by the way. So your spiritual side, support from people in your life, what their advice is going to be important. June 9th to 11th, there's some kind of a new beginning to do with physical health and or your finances and work. Okay, so new beginning then. So see what's happening for you from the 9th to the 11th of June. It's going to indicate a new direction in your life in some way. Second half of June, so second half of June, so around the 15th of June through to about the 27th of June. You have a lucky transit here, which is some kind of help in your home life and with your finances. So someone could be helping you with something that you need for your home, or some money could come through when you need it to get something for your home that you really want and need. And then we have from all of June to the 31st of August, that responsibility and focusing on working hard on something, whether it's your health or your money situation, whatever it may be there, because it could be either one of those. July, you have that energy that I said at the beginning of the reading, where the North Node, which is like your destiny path, is going into the part of your chart in July to do with friends, groups, work groups, dealing with the public, and it's going to be there for 18 months. So there's something about either being part of a new group, or it could be online groups, it could be other things that you're doing that are creative, like having a creative outlet. It can be where you meet new people that you share some kind of common understanding with, and they're really like supportive and helpful. So pay attention to new people coming into your life, starting from July, and it lasts 18 months. So it's a long one. Then the 5th to the 8th of July, you could feel some kind of sensitivity. It's only a few days, but it's an important one. You could feel some sensitivity around something that someone says that affects your self-worth, or someone communicates something to you that you're worried about it, but that's only from the 5th to the 8th. It doesn't last long. So after the 8th, you'll feel better. 19th of July, this is a really good transit lasting a full year. You have Jupiter, the lucky planet, going into the area to do with creativity, business, romance. Also, if you want to have children, or if you have children in your life, this could be a very strong energy around that. So, I say to women, if they're wanting to get pregnant or have a child, this can be that energy potentially. So from 19th of July for 1 year, the energy is helpful for you during that time if you're wanting to have kids, or if you have nieces and nephews that you haven't seen from a long time, you can see them more in this year period from the 19th of July for a year. Also, it's a good time for you to enjoy your life more. That's the energy of this. It's like having more fun. And so everything, you know, everyone's different when it comes to fun. Some people like to go out to dinner and that's fun for them. You know, it's just enjoying life. And it doesn't mean that every single day you're doing a fun thing, but you are certainly going to be incorporating more enjoyment in your life than just hard work from this time, from July for 1 year. So that's a really good energy. Also, if you wanted to start something creative or have more romance in your life, this is that kind of energy too, which is nice. It can be for some people an entrepreneurship thing. So if you wanted to sell stuff online or do a business, it can be that as well. But because you've got other Saturn transits going on, it could show a lot of hard work around it and a long-term investment in it, not just quick results. Okay, so if you're wanting to do a business, or if you're wanting to do something creative, or if you're working on your relationship, don't look for quick results, look for long-term results with things going step by step. August, you have August and September to October 24th, something that you are coming to awareness of on a psychological mental level, to do with your self-worth and to do with maybe physical health as well. It's more of a realization, like a thought or a realization, or you're looking for answers, you know, and so there could be answers that you do find. But I also see that you could be letting go of old way of thinking, like your mental outlook, an old way of communicating, something like that could be changing. And you know, if you, something about work could be related with this, where maybe you're doing things differently, there's new technology at work or something like that, could be, or you're learning something new. Another thing with this, it can be where you're just changing your mindset or the way you're communicating, like I said. The 16th to the 20th of August, it's only a short time, but you do have a very strong energy around your home life. So there's some kind of really intense energy then. Do be careful of arguments at home, but because you have other positive things with it, I would say if there are any home difficulties, you're going to work through them. And when I say home, it could be home, family relationships, whoever you live with, you know, your partner or who you live with, that energy. It could also be where you're putting a lot of effort into something in your home, like you're cleaning a lot, or you're having to do some work at home that's like very focused, you know. So this can be a time where you're very, you've got a bit more energy to get things done, but you're being emotionally, it's emotionally driven is what I'm trying to say. 16th to the 20th of August. On August 20th, there's another solar eclipse. Sorry, oh, not August 20th, August 12th, it's on 20 degrees of Leo. So for you, that's in your romance part of your chart. It's in the entrepreneurship and anything to do with children. So there can be a new beginning here around the 12th of August for the next 3 to 6 months around anything that you're wanting to do that gives you passion, inspiration, or you feel your heart is just calling you towards something new. And trust your heart around what it is that you want around the 12th of August, because that's where the intuition's really kicking in for you. And this is positive. It's very positive for you. It gives a positive angle to your sun sign, which is great, and other things in your chart. So this can be something where there's a wish fulfillment for you. And if it doesn't happen on the 12th of August or around the date, it could happen 3 to 6 months from that date, around those things that I said, like what your heart is pulling you towards, what you want, what you're passionate about, what's inspiring you, what's creative, in anything to do with entrepreneurship, business, creativity, your romantic life, and or anything to do with children. So it could be any of those, not necessarily all of those, but any of those things. 19th to the 23rd of August, you do have a lucky transit here, which is going to be very helpful for you in, again, the area to do with children, to do with wish fulfillment, to do with creativity, business. So any of those things that you're focusing on. So say from the 19th to the 23rd of August, you're really focused on a business idea. Well, there's luck around it. If you're really focused on bonding with, say, nieces and nephews, or you want to get pregnant, say, for example, right? I don't know if you do, but I'm just putting it out there because it is that part of the chart. Or you want to improve the romance in your life, that can be possible now from the 19th to the 23rd. It's a little window, but it's a very lucky, blessed window, okay? And you also may feel a sense of hope and optimism around this time, which is going to help you. 25th of August is another eclipse. It's a partial lunar eclipse, so lunar eclipses are more emotional, but for you, this is not bad. This is a good one. It's in your relationship part of your chart, in your connection with spirit, your connection with, you know, if you're a spiritual person, your connection with God, you know, your connection with prayer or your meditation, you know, whatever it is, but it's a very spiritual energy for you. And it's also something to do with support and help from others. You could get spiritual signs at this time. You could feel like you're getting a message from someone that's passed away and they're giving you a message. That's possible. Or it can just be a very lovely energy where someone helps you with something and you're very grateful for it. But you may be feeling a bit emotional, sensitive around the 25th of August. 29th of August to 8th of September. There is some mental tension, okay, and some tension that might be just feeling a little bit intense, but it's something for you to work through, requiring patience here. And that one is to do with something with your home life and also how you're feeling, either home or family or something. Maybe there's things that need fixing at home and it's a bit frustrating, or something breaks in the home and it needs to be fixed, it could be that. Or it can be dealing with something with emotional tension between yourself and another, or things that you need to do in your life, in your outer world, are sort of clashing with things that you need to do at home or with family. September 6th to October 10th, you're dealing with, again, this energy of responsibility. You're having, maybe things are feeling really slow and like it's taking a lot of work. Patience required, step by step. Get help if you're feeling overly stressed, in the sense of, maybe you've got to deal with a big project and whatever it is, whether it's to do with your personal world or your work life or paperwork you have to do or something serious, like it could be anything, but it's requiring effort and responsibility and patience. And, this energy, you had it earlier in the year and it is coming back. So do watch your stress levels, okay? And don't take on more than you can handle. And if you feel like you're handling too much, ask for help. Definitely would be a good idea, but don't look for shortcuts, because it's a better time for just doing things very step by step. Because if you try to do things quickly between the 6th of September and October 10th, then you'll have to do them again, and it's going to be frustrating, more frustrating. So 16th to the 28th of September, this one, sorry, just give me a minute. Oh yeah, so that one, the 16th to the 28th of September, is some kind of intensity in your relationship, but it doesn't have to be bad. It can be like just very passionate, very bonding, feeling deep feelings for somebody, your partner, whatever. It's like a deep energy here in your relationship. Maybe you're helping your partner with something, you're putting a lot of effort, or they're helping you, vice versa it can be. 17th to the 27th of September, you have a beautiful transit. It's more of a relaxing one, but also lucky. This is actually a very good time for travel if you're traveling long distance or traveling overseas, or someone's coming to visit you from overseas or long distance. You can just feel more happy at this time and just less stressed. It's not a good time to overwork yourself from the 17th to the 27th of September. And because you've had that other transit, that difficult one of working hard, this is a perfect time to take a break, April, from the 17th to the 27th or somewhere in that time period, because you're going to really need it. You're going to feel like it's not so much a tired energy. It's more, I don't have the energy to be bothered with all that heavy stuff. I need to take a break for myself so that I can feel recharged. And even if you don't go anywhere, it's not a holiday necessarily, though it could be time away, which would be perfect for this. This is perfect for like taking a trip or, going on a holiday, even if it's a short one. But if you can't do that, just chilling at home is going to be really satisfying, taking some time off work if you can. Taking some time off your responsibilities, okay? Definitely from 17th to 27th of September. Okay, and then the 3rd to the 6th of October. Yeah, strong energy in your relationships, very similar to what I said about the 16th to the 28th, very similar energy. 3rd of October, it looks like you're reviewing something to do with relationships, also finances, and you might be feeling a bit of a lack of clarity around what it is that you want to do with something in regards to another person, whether it's a relationship, maybe you're rethinking something about how you're handling something in your relationship, or how you're handling something to do with a work colleague or a boss or someone else close to you in your life, or how you feel about a connection. Like, could be even about a friendship, like a close friendship. So if you're looking for clarity around something like that, it's coming from after the 14th of November when the energy shifts again, and you'll feel some kind of clarity. And then you're going to get even more clarity about things from December 8th to 16th. Again, it's about relationships, friendships, people close to you, bosses, things like that. From the 15th of October, you do have a very lucky energy that starts and lasts 2.5 years. And this is more of a financially abundant time for you through work. So from the 15th of October, any time between then and, say, the next 12 to 18 months, even longer, can be very lucky for finances. Okay, so this is going to be a time where more comes your way. More opportunities can come your way. It's not going to be like all the time, constantly every week. It's going to be like in the 2.5 year period, you're going to notice, oh, I've got more money. I'm saving more. I'm doing better financially. So that's the energy that's coming in, which is great. So there's going to be a renewed focus on your stability, your work, your earnings, your self-worth, and you're going to start to feel better in those areas. It's going to be a really strong time also for creativity and stability, and a good time for your health as well. So overall, 30th of October to November 10th, there could be some changes in your career or changes, or just watch out for tension with bosses, your partner, or in the workplace. There could be some changes going on that's kind of annoying, or a change with a boss, or a boss is being very intense around the 30th of October to November 10th because there's changes going on, they're stressed out. Can be stuff like that. So other than that one that lasts through November 10th, November, I was looking and looking and looking. I couldn't really see any major transits, but that doesn't mean that nothing's happening in November. It's just that there's nothing that stood out that was really significant. So November it came up blank, but again, it doesn't mean nothing's happening. It just might mean like it's a pretty normal month. There could be other unexpected things, I'm not sure, but usually when there's no transits, it just kind of is a bit of the same energy, but occasionally something unexpected can pop up. Now, December 2026, you have this energy of emotional clarity, like realizing, analyzing things. Basically, you're analyzing your relationship, it's either your relationship with your partner, or you're going to be more analytical about just situations in your life in general involving friends, people around you. You're going to be more insightful and more in touch with your intuition about people as well. Okay, so that's going to be really interesting, and that's going to last for the next year. So expect to become, from December 2026, again, more intuitive. I keep seeing things coming in for you, more psychic, more intuitive. You're going to be able to understand people better in terms of the energy that you're feeling from them, not so much just their words, but their energy. And there's going to be more communication between you and others, like making new friends, meeting new people, things like that as well. December 3rd to all of January is going to be quite busy with work, health, daily routine, like a lot of errands, a lot of busyness. You're going to be really focused on, taking things out of your diet that are not healthy for you. If you've got pets, it could be extra busy with pets from December 3rd to all of January. Work is going to be extra busy as well. 7th to the 17th of December, lucky energy here to do with finances. So there could be some extra money that comes in, or something lucky around an opportunity. Look out for financial opportunities. If you're trying to sell something, you could sell it for the price that you want, and there could be lucky transaction or something like that. But it is a lucky energy just in general that seems to be around finances. But also I'd say watch out for overindulgence or having too many sweet things from the 7th to the 17th of December, because at first you could just be like, oh, I'm just going to have a piece of cake, but then you just like keep having more and more because you're getting addicted. With this transit, that can happen. Jupiter square Sun. 9th to the 19th of December, again, this is lucky for you, where you could find that you have the money to pay for something that you really want and you're very excited or positive about, so that's good news. If you need to buy something important or that you really want, 9th to the 19th of December, you got extra money for that. 7th to the 17th, be careful of your spending, okay? And that is leading up to Christmas too. So it's interesting. On the one hand, you've got money to buy things, but on the other hand, it's saying don't overspend, because buy what you need, but don't be over generous or overspend your money from the 7th to the 17th. January 2027, you only have one major transit, and that is from the 21st to the 31st of January, where there's this energy coming in, and it's not exact yet, but in January, you're going to feel it coming in. And it's this energy to do with, be careful who you trust with friends or someone close to you. It could be in a group situation, a friend or someone that's trying to sort of get closer to you in your life. It's more from a friend group or a group of people. Be careful of getting involved in groups of people where the energy is going to end up exhausting you, or it's going to demand too much of you. Because even though it's just starting to come in from the 21st to the 31st of January, as you move further into 2027, this could be something that you end up feeling blocked by, or that becomes very emotionally draining for you, or you might be fearful of how something's going to turn out with regards to a relationship, connection, or situation, or a friendship, or something like that. So just be patient with, again, I know it's hard when you've got so much Aries to be told to be patient, but be patient with your relationships this year. Be patient with dealing with the public this year. You can meet new people, but take your time to get to know them. Really, the energy that's most positive for you for all of this year is to do with emotional growth in your family life. There could be also from February to July, maybe there's babies being born in the family, or this, maybe there's growth in your home life. That could be possible. If you want to move home, there is a possibility of that, but if you really want to, from now through to July, August, but it's not a definite. It's more if you're really putting the efforts in for it, you can make it happen. And then from July onwards, 2026, for a year, you've got all that lucky energy, like I said, in the romance, children, entrepreneurship, business, and more fun part of your life. So that's really nice and helpful for you. So there's a lot going on for you this year, April. So that's the breakdown of month to month, what to expect. And like I say, you do need to look after your health this year with Saturn coming towards your ascendant and Neptune. You could be feeling quite tired at times, or overwhelmed with, change going on in your life, responsibilities. And with that one, just to recap, that one's happening, you're going to feel, the tired one is more mid to late May through to July 7th, and that's the spiritual one. The other one is a bit earlier. I saw that one. The other earlier one, where you're feeling overworked, or you've got to really focus at work, or you're focusing on something with your health or your path. There could be changes to your path, like maybe you're changing where you live. That's possible. That one's around, you'll feel it around towards the end of March to mid-April. So there could be some changes. But because you've got a lot going on, April, you need to make sure you're not neglecting your health this year. You're not neglecting your physical body. You're trying to, you might feel like I've got too much to do, I'm stressed out. But always make time to look after you. That's very, very important. Do not neglect yourself this year, okay? Because you'll really feel it if you do, okay? And you don't want to feel that. You want to feel in control and on top of your health. That's the most important thing I see. I'll be back soon with the cards for you, and what else we can talk about and look at with the psychic side of things for the next 12 months for you. I'm back, April. So for this part of the reading, like I said, this is the card part of the reading with questions and answers. The first question is 2 cards looking at 2 key themes for the year ahead. So 2 areas of life that might be in focus in a strong way for you this year. Let's see what comes up, and then we'll do the other question. So April, the next 12 months. This one's popping out. It seems like I didn't want to go back in, so I'll take that. I'll get one more. April for the next 12 months. What is coming up for her? Okay. We have 2. So first one is, how interesting, fire element with desire. So you are a fire element because you're an Aries, and you've got an Aries Mercury, Aries Venus, and Aries Venus and Mercury and Sun. So you've got 3 planets in Aries in your actual birth chart, in your astrology chart. So you're naturally very fiery, and I did talk about that in the reading. Even your moon, which is a water sign, Scorpio, is actually ruled by a fire planet. The traditional ruler of Scorpio is Mars, which is a fiery planet, but the modern ruler of your Scorpio moon is Pluto, but the Mars is the fiery one. So you have a lot of fire energy. You're a very passionate person. You're, some people might say you're a bit intense. You're also an Aries rising, so you like to do things quickly in life, and you like to get things done in a way that's just straight to the point, direct. You don't like to muck around too much, to get stuff done in the way that you need to. And this card is saying that there's because in your chart you're an Aries rising, which is your path as well, and you've got a lot of planets in your first house, which is your path forward, this is telling me that there's a lot of changes to your path this year. And I'm actually hearing like new desires, like a new path in some way, new path opening up. So it is important this year to follow your true heart's desire, your passion, and the feeling that you've got about going to the next level in life, like progressing. It's to do with also maturity, I feel, like going to the next level of responsibility and maturity, okay? Because Saturn is in Aries, which is in your sign this year, and it's going to be restructuring these things. Let's see what else. Void of course, moon missing. Okay, so I feel like this is a deeper message to you, and it's saying to not focus on the negative. Sometimes, like what's missing or what you don't have. There can be a tendency sometimes to get focused on, oh, I don't have enough of this, or I need more this, and to not so much focus on that. This can also be somebody, you know, from your family or in your life, in your past, that you're missing. You know, that's also possible as well. So your desire to fulfill certain things that you feel is missing in your life is also another message with this for this year. So those are the two key strong messages to start the reading with. Let's go to the next question. The next question is, what challenge will you overcome this year? Okay, let's see. For April, what challenge will April overcome this year? Interesting. So financial limitations, by the end of the next 12 months, you will have overcome some kind of financial restriction into a more prosperous time, which makes sense with what I told you in your reading. This is a very good card. This can also be something to do with your partner, your husband, coming into more money potentially. Yeah, so there's something about that which is very good, and it's with a celebration card. Now this card also has other meanings. It can mean overcoming isolation or feeling like you don't have enough good people in your life at the moment. There's more friends coming in, like valuable authentic connections are coming in. This could also be about a reunion with somebody, maybe a family member that's overseas or something like that, reconnecting with people from the past or a person from the past. But I also want to say, like, this is a very, very happy energy here, and it is connected to feeling more financially stable and feeling like you've got more social connections that are really helping you in some way. So that's interesting, because you do have the North Node going into, at the end of 2026, your part of your chart to do with friends, group connections, social invitations, social invites, just social stuff in general, but it's going to be very positive for you. So this is showing that as well. So if there's been any challenges with, you know, being able to connect with friends or spend time with people that you really value, this is coming in more, because you're going to have more ability to do so, and it's something to do with having more abundance as well. Next question. What is happening with your career and money this year? Well, money looks pretty good with that card, I have to say. Let's see, money and career for April for the next 12 months. What's coming up? Money, career, April, next 12 months. I'm hearing changes in the career, positive changes. Yeah, see, current energy feels like something's in the beginning of the year might have to be feeling a bit stuck with work, but I feel like that's going to be changing. Some jumping cards here. Yeah, the Tower. There's a change with your work situation. The Hermit shows you going your own way, looking for something new or something better for you. And look at that. Wow, another money card. Stepping up and going to the next level in your career this year. Could be a new job. It's really the Tower shows there might be something changing in the career here. This is unsatisfying to you. There's a new change coming with your career. So that's a good thing with your work situation. Even though the Tower can be a disruption, it's actually showing that you're going to find something better for you, and that pays more, and that has opportunity for progression to go to a next level, to keep growing is the new thing that's coming. So, you know, it can be where you change jobs, you change companies, you get a completely new job, or you find that you're able to progress within the current company. But because the Tower's here, it shows what you're currently doing, or what you've been doing is going to be finishing, and you're going to be going to something that you have to look for, put the effort into finding, and it's going to be better for you anyway. So that's good. All right, so that's work and money looks good because you're progressing here. The Three of Pentacles is making progress financially, but also being patient with it is very key. What is happening with your relationships this year? I'll leave those cards there. I might use another deck for that. Okay, April, so the next part of the reading, I just got to make sure this is stable because it was shaking. Okay, so the next part of the reading, we're looking at the next question, which is, what is happening this year with your relationships, with love and romance in your life? Let's have a look at that. So I'm using this other tarot deck and this oracle deck for the answers here. So let's see. For April, for love and romance. April, love, relationships. Oh, this one's trying to jump out. Oh, that would be your husband or your partner. That's a nice card because it does show that there is romantic energy here and loving support, which is nice. April for the next 12 months for love and relationships. April, love and relationships. Something here I feel, and there's something back here. So that one, that one, that one. Okay, interesting. So the Justice card is to do with marriage because it's the card that relates to marriage contracts. Okay, so we have the marriage card here. We have the Seven of Cups and we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so what this says is sometimes it looks like it's probably your energy, but sometimes you're getting really in your own head about stuff and you have fears that come up when it comes to relationships. So maybe you're worrying about, you know, the stability of your relationship at times. But this card shows with the Nine of Swords, sorry if I said the Eight of Swords, it's Nine of Swords, shows you have anxiety about things like loyalty, security in your relationship, stability in your relationship. Like those things are very important to you, and you worry about, you know, distractions to your relationship or other influences around your relationship. But it shows here that with the Knight of Cups and the Justice card, that the energy of your relationship is quite strong. Let's just see what else comes up about anything to do with your relationship this year, any energy around that. Okay, so we have Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. Okay, so what this can indicate is because of life demands, hard work, working too much, someone can feel like they're not getting the closeness that they want in the relationship. So this could be you or your husband. Maybe one of you this year is feeling that there's too much time spent on work and obligations and responsibility and not enough time spent on the connection itself, like intimacy and connecting. This can also be you're overworked and feeling physically drained this year, and that's why I did say make sure you're looking after yourself, because being constantly drained and constantly tired can have a bit of an impact on the relationship. But you know, relationships are up and down, they're not perfect, and usually if you have a loving partner, they understand, you know, that we all go through phases of life. And this is saying if you can get more time to relax and actually just enjoy your life and not work so hard, then you won't feel as drained and you'll feel more in the mood for intimacy and connection. That's what I'm seeing. Let's get you one card from, this is my deck, the Cosmic Omens and Signs Oracle. What is there about relationship energy for April this year? Trust, messages from Spirit and divine timing. So Spirit is saying trust in the divine, trust in divine timing, trust in the higher reasons for things, not so much one's own ego of what, you know, we want right now, but more trusting in, you know, things have a way of working themselves out, even if there's, you know, problems to deal with. It's saying trust in your spiritual side, your spiritual path, your connection with prayer and things like that. Inspiration, art, creativity, projects and music. I did say to you, second half of the year, you have Jupiter going into a more creative, romantic part of your chart as well. And the inspiration side, it's the side to do with children, it's the side of the chart to do with feeling like you're enjoying life more. So it looks like the second half of the year there's improvement in regards to feeling more happy, feeling more inspired, just in general. So from July onwards, the energy improves because you're feeling happier, so then your relationship, you know, feels better. One more card for April for love and relationships. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Excitement and escape, heightened experience. Oh, that's a gorgeous card. So this can mean about going away on a holiday together, or even taking, even if it's a couple of days or a few days away together, will really help your relationship this year to bring that spark back, you know, and that inspiration, that creativity, that, yeah, absolutely. Inspiration is going to come back if you take time out to spend time with each other in a way that gets you out of the work routine, out of all that stuff. Okay, that's nice. All right, let's see what else. What area of life is lucky for you this year? Okay, I'm going to use this deck, which is the Fortune Oracle. April, what is lucky for her in the next 12 months, please? Show me what is lucky for April in the next 12 months. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh. Plane, travel, and unity. Wow, that's a repeated message. I love it when things like that happen in readings. Look at that. I just finished saying to you in the other cards, if you take a break together or go away on a holiday, you know, and I did say in the astrology there was a certain time of the year that is good for travel. I think it was in September. Let me double check that. I think September was the lucky time. Just checking. Is it September? Yeah, September 17th to 27th is lucky for travel. And you have plane trip, a journey is indicated either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full. Number 26. Maybe there's something about the number 26 as well, I feel. Unity, 34. A time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You radiate, attract great love. So, again, it's the same message repeated. Your relationship's going to benefit from taking a holiday together or spending, you know, having this time where you can just enjoy life much more. There's this sense of peace here. And it looks like here, this is like some tropical energy, like it might be the spring or summertime, I feel. Okay. You might be, oh, look what's underneath love. So it's going to be good for your relationship to have time away. Unity and love. The love card says love surrounds all your connections. Move forward positively in all areas of your life. Number 17. Absolutely beautiful. So that's really, really nice. I love that. Okay, but you just got to watch your anxiety levels this year. What are your angels helping you with this year? Let's get the angel cards. Where are we? Angel cards, angel cards. What did I do with them? Oh, here they are. Okay. So we're just looking at what these cards have reversals. I don't do the reversals. I just use the straight up messages. So for April, what are the angels working with you on this year, April? The next 12 months. This one's trying to fly out. Oh, abundance. So more money coming in. Faith, optimism, excitement, breakthrough. Okay, so that's a really nice card that's showing a time to relax and be peaceful. Abundance, I did see that come up in the tarot cards where it showed your husband has more money coming in. So something to do with work. And oh, look what's on the bottom. Shower of prosperity. I just wanted to turn it over. That is crazy. What a beautiful card. It's a treasure chest with all money and it says shower of prosperity, which is money, wealth, opportunity, success, manifestation. So you and your husband have opportunity to bring more money in this year. And that says abundance, which is the same type of thing. Look at all that gold. That's beautiful. So your angels are helping you with money this year to bring in more money. I also feel like more second half of the year, like after April, May, I'm getting. May, June, July. Yeah. And the last card for you. Advice from your spirit guides. Okay, let's get your advice from your spirit guides. I'm going to use the spirit ask your guides oracle. Okay, what do April's spirit guides want her to know for the next 12 months, please? April's spirit guides for the next 12 months. There's that one and there's that one. Oh my gosh, you have creativity again. Wow, so there's something very positive in regards to anything that's creative and bringing you a new beginning. I keep seeing things like this is the second card that shows like the arts or doing something creative or artistic. So that's very strong. Solitude. Wow. So part of the year you're going to be spending time getting ideas for something creative. It could be a business idea. It could be just working on a creative thing for yourself because you need an outlet in that way. If you're already doing something creative, this is meaning it's going to the next level this year in a powerful way. And there may be a lot of hard work around it, I feel. But it's a good thing. It's like you're ready to take something creative to the next level. Let's get one more card from the spirit guides. Any more messages for April? Clearing. Yeah, so helper guides. The guides are helping you to clear some negative energy from the past. Sometimes things that we've been through in life can give us anxiety or fear. This is about that. It's saying, you know, clearing some things from the past. Clearing out also could be about decluttering physical items from the past to help you progress in some way. I'm going to get you one more card from the Gateway Oracle. Just any other general messages for this year. This one's popping out. Oh, trust your intuition. My life is being truly guided. And look at this keyhole, it's a doorway that leads to a new chapter. So this is really positive for you, saying that all you need to keep doing is listening to your instinct. You have a very powerful intuition if you let yourself listen to it. It always has been there to guide you and has guided you this far in life, and it won't let you down. You've just got to keep trusting it, okay? It's a beautiful message. Love it. All right, so that was your reading, April. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any feedback, feel free to let me know. My website sends an automatic message about if you want to leave a review. If you feel like you want to leave a review in a few days, I think it will usually send it out. That will be appreciated. If not, that's fine as well. Have a fantastic year. Remember, because Saturn is very strong in your sign this year, in Aries, be patient this year. Take things step by step. Put in the efforts and things will pay off for you in the long term, in the next few years, you know, for the bigger things that you want. But it is a year of sort of going to a new level for yourself in life, and you've got some beautiful cards there, so I hope you really enjoyed that. Have a great year. Thank you so much, April. Take care. Bye.